Chapter 1: The Hearts of Renewal. In a quiet village, copper was believed to carry the warmth of the earth, while green stones were said to hold the spirit of life itself. One evening, a wandering artisan discovered a hidden grove where the wind danced softly through the trees. There, scattered on the forest floor, lay tiny green crystals that shimmered like drops of spring rain. He gathered them gently, sensing they were more than ordinary stones. Guided by instinct, he shaped copper wire into two delicate hearts, symbols of connection, love, and balance. With each twist of his hand, the hearts grew alive, and the green beads gleamed brighter, as if they held a secret waiting to be told. The villagers whispered that whoever wore the earrings would feel not only loved, but also renewed, as though their spirit had bloomed again after a long winter. But the artisan knew this was only the beginning, for the hearts were not just jewelry, they were keys. Chapter 2: The First Wearer. The earrings did not remain with the artisan for long. At dawn, a young woman named Alara visited his stall in the village market. She was quiet, her eyes shadowed with sorrow, for she had lost her mother only weeks before. When Ilara's gaze fell upon the heart-shaped earrings, she felt an unusual pull, as if they were calling her name. The artisan said nothing, only smiled knowingly as he placed them gently in her hand. That evening, Alara fastened the earrings to her ears. The moment the copper touched her skin and the green beads brushed against her cheeks, a strange warmth filled her chest. She felt lighter, as if the grief she carried had loosened its grip. Later that night, she dreamed of her mother's voice, gentle and clear, whispering words she longed to hear. "I am always with you." When she awoke, tears rolled down her cheeks, but this time they were not of sorrow, they were of peace. The villagers noticed that Ilar's laughter soon returned, her spirit blooming again like spring after frost. Yet, what she did not know was this: the earrings had awakened, and once their gift was complete, they would seek the next soul in need. Chapter 3: The Traveler's Fortune. Seasons changed, and Alara eventually placed the earrings back into a small wooden box. Though she loved them dearly, she felt deep inside that they were never hers to keep forever. One evening, as twilight painted the sky in gold and violet, a weary traveler arrived at the village, and his name was Kalen, a merchant whose journeys often left him burdened with loneliness. By chance he crossed paths with Alara, who noticed the quiet sorrow in his eyes. Without hesitation, she pressed the little wooden box into his hands and said softly, "These brought me back to myself. Perhaps now, they are meant for you." Kalen was puzzled but too humbled by her kindness to refuse. That night, as he placed the heart-shaped earrings in his palm, he felt a subtle energy radiating from the copper and green beads, like the rhythm of a heartbeat. The next morning, Kalen sold his wares in the market. To his surprise, business flowed unlike ever before. Customers sought him out, drawn to his words, his presence, his quiet smile. Luck seemed to follow him wherever he went. Soon he realized, these earrings were more than adornments. They were guardians of hope, shifting their magic to fit the heart most in need. And so, he decided to carry them not as jewels to sell, but as talismans waiting for the moment they would whisper again, ready to choose the next soul. Chapter 4: The Shadow of Desire. Kalen traveled far with the earrings safely hidden in his pack, using their quiet blessing as guidance. Wherever he went, doors seemed to open, strangers welcomed him, trade was fair, and his burdens felt lighter. But soon, whispers began to spread. Other merchants noticed his sudden streak of fortune, and envy brewed. One evening, as Kalen rested at a small roadside tavern, a man cloaked in gray approached him. The man's eyes lingered too long on Kalen's belongings. His voice was calm, yet edged with hunger. "I know what you carry. Those earrings are no trinket. Give them to me, and I'll let you walk away." Kalen's hand instinctively touched the wooden box at his side. The earrings pulsed faintly inside, as though warning him. But Kalen had never been a fighter. Fear surged through him, and for the first time since he owned them, he wondered, what if their power was not only a blessing, but a curse? That night Kaelin escaped into the forest under moonlight, clutching the earrings close. Yet in his heart, he knew, wherever there is light, shadows will follow. The earrings were no longer just his fortune. They were a beacon, calling not only to the lost and the worthy, but also to those consumed by desire. Chapter 5. The Keeper of Forgotten Paths. Exhausted from running, Kaelin stumbled deep into the forest, the shadows pressing close. His breath was ragged, his fear sharp. Just as his strength waned, a soft glow flickered among the trees. There, in a clearing of wildflowers bathed in silver moonlight, stood a woman cloaked in moss-green robes. Her hair shimmered like river light, and around her neck hung a pendant shaped like a key. She regarded Kaelin with calm eyes. "You carry them," she said softly, without even looking at the box. "The twin hearts, I felt their call." Kaelin froze. "If you know of them, then you know I'm being hunted." The woman stepped closer, kneeling so her eyes met his. "Everything that shines draws both guardians and thieves, but you are not alone. I am Alira, keeper of forgotten paths. The earrings are older than you think, and they were never meant for one soul alone." As she spoke, Kaelin noticed her pendant glow faintly in rhythm with the earrings inside his box. It was no coincidence. The two were bound. Alira offered her hand. "If you wish to protect them, you must learn the path of the keepers. Only together can we guard their secret, and perhaps, one day, deliver them to the one they truly await." For the first time since the journey began, Kaelin felt his fear ease. He took her hand, and in that moment, he understood this was no longer just his burden. It was a shared destiny. Chapter 6. Shadows at the Threshold. The forest whispered as Kaelin followed Alira along a winding path only she seemed able to see. Branches bent away from her, and stones glowed faintly at her feet. It was as though the forest itself recognized her. "Where are we going?" Kaelin asked, clutching the box tighter. "To the threshold," Alira replied. "If you are to carry the twin hearts, you must pass the first test. No keeper walks unproven." Her words chilled him. He had never asked to become a keeper, never wanted to shoulder this weight, but something deep within told him he couldn't turn back, not anymore. They reached an ancient archway of weathered stone, half buried in vines. At its center shimmered a veil of silver light, rippling like water. Alira placed her key-shaped pendant against the light, and it parted with a soft sigh. "Beyond this veil lies the truth of your strength," she said, "but beware, shadows follow us still." Kaelin stepped through. Instantly, he was standing in a vast hall of mirrors. Each reflection showed not just his face, but different versions of himself. A coward running, a thief clutching the earrings greedily, a warrior wielding them as weapons. "These are possibilities," Alira's voice echoed. "You must choose who you are, Kaelin. Only then will the earrings answer you." Before he could respond, the mirrors darkened. From the shadows stepped the gray-cloaked man, his eyes like burning coals. But this time, he wasn't alone. Dozens of shadowy figures slipped out of the mirrors, twisted echoes of Kaelin himself. "So," the man hissed, "the boy has found a guide. No matter every reflection, I win." Kaelin's chest tightened. For a moment, fear threatened to crush him. Then he remembered Alira's words, "Only together can we guard their secret." He raised the box, and the earrings inside began to glow, casting beams of light across the mirrored hall. Some shadows recoiled, hissing. Others advanced. Alira stepped beside him, her pendant blazing brighter than ever. "Stand firm, Kaelin. This is your proving." And as the shadows surged, Kaelin made his choice. Chapter 7. The Faces of Fear. The hall of mirrors closed in around Kaelin. Shadows moved like liquid, and from each pane of glass stepped a darker version of himself. One sneered, clutching the earrings greedily. "You could sell them, Kaelin. Never go hungry again. Why risk your life for mitts?" Another laughed, draped in silks and rings. "With their power, you could rule. People would bow to you. No one would ever look down on you again." Then a third emerged, silent, hollow-eyed, trembling. "You'll fail. You'll lose Alira. You'll drop the earrings. and the world will shatter because of you. Kellen's heart pounded. Each voice echoed truths he had once whispered to himself in the dark. He wanted wealth. He feared failure. He longed for safety. His knees buckled under the weight of their words. Kellen, Illyra's voice rang out, but she sounded distant, muffled as though through water. He looked up. She stood outside the ring of mirrors, her pendant glowing like a star. But she couldn't reach him. This was his trial alone. The greedy Kellen stepped closer. You've always been weak. Let us take it from here. You don't deserve to be a keeper. Kellen gripped the box tighter, his breath ragged. For a heartbeat, he almost believed them. Then, faintly, he felt the earrings stir. Warmth radiated from within, not demanding, but reassuring. He straightened. His voice trembled but grew stronger with each word. I am not you. I am not greed, nor fear, nor hunger for power. I don't know if I deserve to be a keeper, but I will protect them, even if it breaks me. The mirrors cracked. Shadows screamed. The darker selves shattered into shards of glass, fading into nothingness. Kellen collapsed to his knees, gasping. When he looked up, the hall of mirrors was gone. He stood once more beneath the stone archway, Illyra's hand on his shoulder. Her eyes glimmered with quiet pride. You have chosen well. But this was only the first shadow. Others will rise. Final chapter, The Silver Veil. The veil of silver light trembled as Kellen and Illyra stepped closer. Its glow no longer felt serene, pulsed like a heartbeat, restless, alive. It should not be opening yet, Illyra whispered, her grip tightening on her pendant. Something stirs beyond the veil, something ancient. Kellen swallowed, his fingers brushing the earrings inside their box. He could feel them humming softly, not with fear, but with anticipation, like they recognized whatever waited on the other side. The ground shuddered. Cracks ran through the stone arch. From the other side of the veil, a shadowy hand pressed against the surface, stretching the silver light thin like glass about to break. Kellen's instincts screamed at him to run, but he planted his feet firmly, raising his voice. If you want to come through, you'll have to face me first. The hand withdrew. A low echoing laugh rolled across the chamber, chilling the air. Then, as if mocking him, the veil settled back into stillness. Illyra exhaled shakily. It was testing you. It knows you carry the earrings now. Kellen looked at her, then at the archway. His reflection shimmered faintly in the silver veil, not his darker self, but not entirely him either. Then let it test me again, because I won't back down. Illyra touched his arm, pride and worry flickering in her eyes. Then our path is clear. We'll need others, Kellen. This isn't just your burden anymore. End of Arc 1. But the story doesn't end. Kellen's fight has just begun. The veil remains, the enemy waits, and the true purpose of the earrings has yet to be revealed.